Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And let's see, it is Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you and also with you. We all say in unison if you're Lutheran or Catholic. So let's see, what do we got going on today? We've got quite a few things to talk about. Number one, you guys need to do selfies. How many people have done selfies? Has anybody done a selfie?
Yeah, we just had to do it in 270. He gave us class time, so we all did it then.
Oh, do you want class time or you want to do it outside of time or whatever? Do you guys, in 270, do you actually like meet the entire 50 minutes?
Yeah, we do. The entire. He does lectures and everything.
Wow. He's organized. Do you want me to do that?
No, I like your way better.
Okay. Gosh, you can put that in the selfie. Let me know what you think of this class. It's been kind of strange, kind of interesting, but I don't really want to lecture to you guys. I think that's, you guys can pick it up on your own and you got other things going on. So I figure this kind of fits better your schedule, just doing it this way. So selfies, in 270, was there any kind of motivation or incentive to do your selfie?
Nope, but you didn't really need much motivation, really. Just
He ended the class period, so it was either sit there for 30 minutes or do the selfie.
Do you want to do your selfie now or later?
No, I'll do it later.
Okay, great. So, should I give you some incentive?
Yes.
Yes.
Extra
Okay.
credit.
Okay. Each person that does a selfie will get a box of chippers.
Ooh.
That's an expensive incentive. That'll add up quick.
Pound, not a full pound.
What's a box of chippers?
What's chippers? Chippers are chocolate-covered potato chips.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never heard of those.
This is from downtown Grand Forks. There's a shop called Widman's, and Widman's makes these chocolate-covered potato chips. The only problem is they're closed right now. So I wouldn't be able to send you chocolate-covered potato chips until probably maybe like before you graduate. So maybe what we should do something else instead. What is really valuable? What do you guys want?
I don't know, like in 210, you always did like added stuff to your final. Like we just had like points to our final. That's always.
Ooh, we could do that. That's even cheaper.
I mean, it always like then everybody wants to do it because like it's percentage points. It's
okay. Let's do it then. Here we go. For your final exam, 5 points on the final exam. If 100% of the people do the selfie.
Wait, but Fred, I can't hound everybody in this class because we're not in person.
Why?
Because we're not in person. So I can't do what I did in 210 when I called people out.
Okay.
So
just
what if we
do
did
like
it individually?
Just do like 80 or 90%, Fred.
Don't you guys have like a 240 group thing?
Yeah, but not everybody's in it.
Really? How many people are in that?
Well, I don't know, like 10, 15, but like that's not everybody because some people don't have Snapchat or whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. Do you think that people do better if they're in like a group like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. No doubt about that.
Okay. Okay. So I'll have to do that for my other classes. Or do you want the faculty's not allowed though, right? Okay, let's forget that. So let's see, this is what I've come up with. 5 points extra credit if 100% of the class does it. 4 points if 90% of the class does it. 3 points if 80% of the class, and 2 points if only 70%. And actually, we have a very small sample size. Break out the calculator, do the numbers there. How many people do you need? So let's see. We all want the 5 points, so don't be mean and do it. Okay, so get out there and do it. It's not an answer. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm looking at the chat. But I'll actually get it out there. I'll put out a notice of this, okay, to everybody at EasyLMS. And also, I'm going to put out a guide for the final exam. You remember the guide that I had out for the exam number 3? That kind of told you what was going to be on it, how long, yada, yada, yada. So same thing, I will put out a guide by next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, that'll tell you a little bit about the exam, okay? So, and in there, I will put also the extra credit bonus points and how to attain those. Okay, unless you guys have any other methods or you think that's good, fair, points, not chippers. Okay, we'll do that then. Okay. Let's see what else. Hey, the other thing I wanted to talk about, thank you for sending me Lab 17. I'm going to get those turned around tonight, and I'll get them back to you. If you have anything wrong, I will send it back to you. If you got everything right, I won't send anything back to you. I'll just give you complete points, okay? So check that out. I'll get those graded. And that was the one with snow, the snow water equivalent and all those other things, right? You guys had to calculate. You'll need to do that for the exam, so make sure you know how to do that. You know what snow to liquid ratios are, snow densities, and then know what snow water equivalent and snowfall is. So, and snowfall and also snow depth. We talked about those. Let's see what else. Lab. How about the lab? You guys want to look at the lab? Have you looked at the lab? No.
I started the lab, and there's like some weird discrepancy between the example and our thing. So I guess I was just going to ask that to Donald on Wednesday.
Yeah, do you have that? I can actually, he probably doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, I have it right here.
Let me take a look at it, because
Okay.
I can answer that question. I've got time now, actually. These are our meetings are really short, so I wanted to kind of make sure that you guys are looking at that. So let's take a look at that.
Yeah, so
You want me to pull it up?
sure.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. Schedule, grade, Zoom, assignment, lab. There we go, lab. By the way, I've been kind of reminding our lab TA that he needs to get these grades done by this week. And then I will probably end up grading perhaps maybe lab 11. We'll see how that goes, depending upon the time that's left. So, so let's see, here's lab 11. I think you guys can see this, right? Everybody can see it?
Mhm.
Yes? Okay, great. And this is radiosondes, and I'm sorry that this lab is like it is. It's usually more fun because it's fun to launch a weather balloon, right? So we have to do without. I thought actually maybe having you guys go to the store and get a balloon and then putting a thermometer on it and sending it up in the air, but that wouldn't work. So what we're going to do instead is watch a video from Riverton, Wyoming. And the person that is launching that radiosonde, his name is Jason Anglin. And Jason, I probably should ask that in the preparation, who launched this? But Jason is a graduate of our program. He graduated from UND, and he's a Weather Service employee. He is now a general forecaster in Great Falls. But 3 years ago, or 4 years ago when he made this video, he was in Riverton, and they were launching soundings. So you watch the video there. Also, you look at the sheet that we have for how to launch a radiosonde. Therese, did you have any problems with the preparation?
No.
Okay. I was wondering if there's any problems. If there are problems, let me know. But that was pretty easy just to go through and read that and get. I know the how to launch a radiosonde might have been a little bit complex because there's a lot of detail, but for the most part, I think it was pretty easy. I was trying to get questions that weren't too bad. And then usually split up the groups. We have an initialization group, an inflation group, a launch group, and a recording group, but we can't do that. So you guys are watching the video. And then after that, your exercise for this will be I was trying to decide whether it should be plot a skew T log P, but some of you have not seen a skew T log P if you're freshmen, so I couldn't do that. So I asked you to decode the TTAAs, the TTPBs, the TTBBs, and the PPBBs. And this is what we used to do before computers. Back in the day, we would, the TTAAs and TTPBs would print off of a teletype. We would rip it off the teletype, and then we'd get a plastic coated skew T that was about the size of a piece of plywood, a large piece, not the full piece, but a half piece, and then plot this up. One person would be decoding on the fly, the other person would be using a China marker to mark all the temperature and the dew points and things like that. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so let's see, 2 documents. You got the decoding upper air data and then also lab 11 worksheet. So let me pull both of those up and I'll show you what you need to do. Let's see, let's go to, so I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna open up the decoding upper air data. And this one I pulled off of the web. I actually have one of these, but I didn't have it last night when I was putting together this lab because it was like in my 1995 210 class. Because in 210, you guys who had 210, we used to do this in 210. We used to decode TTAAs and TTBBs until I was threatened to be fired, and then I changed my ways. No, I'm kidding. So this is what we used to do back in the day, and it's actually good to know where this comes from, where your radiosonde data comes from. Of course, it comes from the radiosonde itself, but also it's coded and sent out. And if you don't believe me, has anybody looked at this data before? Anybody seen this data? Besides you, Juliana. I'll show you where you can find it. You want to see? Here we go. We're taking a trip. We're going to go to weather.uwyo.edu. Go there to Wyoming. Larry Ullman put together a really great site, and it's very, very popular. A lot of people use this site to get soundings. So they have an archive of soundings back to like 1990 or something like that. Click on soundings, and then go to North America. You want raw, text raw. And for today, let's take a look at Bismarck. We'll click on Bismarck, and it's not doing anything. Let me do that again. Bismarck, there we go, Bismarck. There you go. And those are the TTAAs, the TTBBs, and the PPBBs. These are used by sounding programs that plot soundings. Typically, you have to ingest it as raw data, TTAAs, TTBBs, and PPBBs. TTAAs are mandatory levels, TTBBs are significant levels, and PPBBs, PPBB stands for pieball, and those were used to measure wind. So PPBBs are wind measurements. Okay, so let's give it a try. I'm going to split this screen. Let me get rid of this guy, and let me pull up what you got here. So you've got the decoding, and then let me get the other thing. Where'd the other thing go? Actually, I got to go back. Sorry, guys. Let's try this again. Nope, actually, that did work. Okay. Here it is. Yes. So let me pull up the worksheet. There it is. And I'll pull up the PDF file. I gave you a Word file if you just want to stick things in Word. So let me do this, and let me do this. Okay. So what we've got here is the, oh gosh, it didn't work. Let me try that again. There we go. Okay, great. So on the left, we've got the worksheet with all the TTAA, TTBBs, and PPBBs. And then on the right, we have the method to decode. Okay, so let's see. What is your issue, Therese?
Okay, so when it's like labeled as the QQ and the RR section. I like went through and labeled all of mine. And the PP section is the 7.7, which indicates the pressure level at the
Yeah.
maximum wind. But then
Yeah.
it says that Q is similar to group E, and group E gave the wind. But when I do that, the max wind speed is only 15 knots when I've found greater maximum
Okay.
wind speed in prior pressures.
Run that by me again. You're looking at the TTBBs or the TTAAs? AAs?
Yep,
Okay, AAs. Okay, great. You got the Q group and it's saying 700 or Q for 700 millibars. Is that right? Or the QQ or what?
the QQ.
Okay, QQ. Okay, so the 7.7 indicates pressure level of maximum winds. This case, okay, it's similar to the E group. Okay, so looking at this, let's see, 925, 850, 700.
Last row.
Last row, thank you.
Yep.
There it is. That would have taken a while.
Yes.
Okay, so there's the 8.8, and 8.8 is tropopause, right?
Yep.
I'm doing this from memory, and believe me, there have been a lot of beers since the last time I've done this, so my brain cells are dead. So 8.8 is the tropopause, and 139 is the pressure level of the tropopause. Temperature is minus 65.9. It's minus because it's negative. The dew point depression is only 10. Is that right? That's kind of strange up in the tropopause. Okay. And the winds there at the trope are 260 at 41. Okay. Now, the maximum wind level says it's 9.9. Right? Is that?
At 999 millibars. But
Yeah. And what that means here is that since there's a 9.9, that means they couldn't determine the maximum wind level.
okay.
So 77999 means maximum wind. Hey, there's nothing here. And that's kind of surprising because I'm used to seeing the 7.7 group in front of the 8.8 group. Do they go through the 5.1.5.1 group?
They do, yeah,
And that's your
it
wind
has
shear
the
group,
double
right?
S.
That's your wind shear group, right?
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
why I was getting confused because mine
Oh, yeah.
wasn't lining up with.
Okay. So I don't think I ask you for maximum wind, do I? The maximum wind level?
No.
Nor do I ask you for the tropopause, nor do I ask you for Showalter or any of that. So don't worry about that. I just
Okay.
I thought that'd be a little bit, that's a lot, a little bit more work. I wanted to kind of keep it simple, relatively simple. Although this is not simple, is it?
It's a lot.
I'm sorry. Oh.
No, it's good. Once you like get in the hang of it,
Yeah.
then you just go. But
And I haven't been teaching this over the past couple of years. And I've always debated whether to do this or not. I mean, this is stuff that, you actually end up using if you're doing soundings, if you're ingesting soundings. So I thought, I mean, you don't actually decode it, but you need to know generally what a TTA and TTB is and how it's formatted. So that's why I'm doing this. And I thought, since we can't actually do a sounding with a balloon, this is you learn something from this. You actually learn how to do something, although this will be the only time in your life that you will decode a TTAA or TTBB. But it's useful. I think it's useful.
yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? I can help you with this. Yeah.
That's all. That's as far as I've gone. I haven't looked
Okay.
at the TTB.
Okay, and then also PPBBs. Watch out for the dew point depression. A lot of people get that wrong, and the reason is because the dew point depression changes when the dew point depression is 50, I think, right? Yep, it says right there, let's see, where is that? If it's greater, oh, and this is testing my memory, if it's 50 or less, then add a decimal point. If it's more than 50, then you just subtract 10, right? I think that's the way it goes. Okay, so that'll be a challenge also to be able to do that. So good luck. If you have any questions, please ask me. And I'm not sure if Donald even knows how to do this, because I don't know if they teach this anymore in undergrad, but I think it's worth doing. So please ask me questions if you have any questions. Address them to me. You know, do my office hours. I'll be there at the office hours or otherwise. And this is due midnight on Monday night. Okay, Monday night. So I'll give you time after the exam, even up till midnight. So please set aside some time. So it sounds like you've gone through the TTAAs, right, Therese?
Yeah, yep.
And how long did that take you?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Oh, that's actually not bad. I thought it'd take a lot longer. Okay, so this whole exercise should take you probably about an hour. And I think the TTBBs will go faster than the TTAAs. And the PPBBs are shorter, so they go faster also. Okay, so the worst part is probably the TTAAs, I think. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So I've got a question for you guys. Do you want a new block of material and new objectives?
Can it be like extra credit on the test? Then I'm cool with it. Just for my learning, it'd be cool to know. But I don't know. I doubt anybody else would like it.
I know, that's what I was thinking. If you look at the schedule, let me go back to the schedule here for you guys, okay? If I can find it here, there it is. So let's hide this guy. Let's go to the schedule. Great schedule, here we go. You'll notice I've done something this semester that I don't normally do. I don't normally get through ASOS. I put that there, but it usually takes me about 2 lectures to get through snow and maybe an extra lecture to get through RAYOB. But I shortened those up so I can put in ASOS in here. And you know, we learned about pressure measurements, temperature measurements, humidity measurements, and wind measurements. That all comes together in the ASOS. And I've got some PowerPoint for the ASOS, which Eli has seen already, because this is what I cover in aviation meteorology in 231, where we go through and look at all the instruments on the ASOS machine. I'm tempted to put it out there, but you know, I really am having pity on you guys because this semester has been hell, especially those of you who are taking dynamics or other classes like that or physical. So or 270 for that matter, because I hear that the group project is really, really tough. So I'm willing to give you guys a break and not put that on the exam. If you want me to put it out there for extra credit, I could do that. What do you think? Let's get some feedback. Yeah.
You like the assignments?
Oh, say that again?
Okay, I'm unmuted now. I think it's cool if you do like extra credit for assignments or something like that, because like I know a lot of people won't want to do it just because they're like busy, but I'll definitely learn it just because it's something I might, you know.
Okay. Should I put it for extra credit on the exam or extra credit as an assignment? Well, the extra credit on the assignment. I'd put it on extra credit on the exam. I'll give you some points, maybe 5 or 10 extra points on the exam.
Sure. That's cool.
Okay. And I think I have some objectives already that I could put out there. I just really hate to overwhelm you guys with information or knowledge. You know, there's a lot of stuff we covered in this class, but I'm willing to put it out there. If you guys want to learn it and get extra points, that'd be great. But I think it's really something. We don't really cover this in any of our meteorology classes, the system itself altogether, the ASOS. We talk a little bit about it in 210. Really, I should cover it here, and I'm always running out of time. I'm trying to figure out what to leave out and what to include in this course. And so you guys can let me know what you think is valuable, what you think is not worth going over in your selfies. Tell me what's good, bad, and ugly. Don't forget also, there are selfies for the lab, but I'm only looking at the lecture portion for your extra credit, okay? Okay.
I noticed that in the objectives for the final exam, there is nothing on snow.
Ooh, you're right. And I am going to change that tonight. And the reason is because last year, we covered the snow. We covered snow in February because it was snowing. This year, I intended to do the same because I was going to have you go out and measure snow, but we didn't have any. I kept waiting I was looking at the GFS, looking for snow, and there was nothing. So I opted to move it back to where I normally have the snow measurement, and that's in April, which makes no sense, but that's the way it goes. And we didn't really have but maybe like one real storm, and I usually ask you to do 3 storms, 3 measurements. So one storm does not, give you really a good feel for how to measure snow. So I will put those out there. Thank you. I can do that actually right after class if I have time. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Otherwise, how is everybody doing? What's your least favorite class this semester? And don't say this one.
Dynamics.
Really? Anybody else? Okay, Catherine. Yeah. Eli.
Oh, it's definitely fine arts.
Okay.
True fine arts.
Therese, what's your least favorite?
English.
Really? Okay.
I do not like English at
Yeah.
all.
I don't like writing, but once I'm writing, I'm okay.
No, I don't like any of it.
How about Matthew? Matthew, you're hiding. Tell us what your least favorite class is.
Gilmore and Fatima are killing me.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not a computer programmer, all right?
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I will pay some.
It's Fatima.
It's what?
Fatima. If you say her name right, you're going to get an A in the class.
What class
I've
is
never
that?
met this woman. I've never sat through.
Oh, this
She's
is
130
130
professor.
Okay. Yeah.
For you freshmen, say her name Fatima, and you'll get an A. It's proven.
I will
Okay.
keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay. And then any suggestions on what classes to take in the fall? Anybody going to take any atmospheric science courses or anything?
You guys should all take broadcast. Every single one of you.
Yeah. We've only got 4 people in there right now. We need a total of 10. So, but it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Do we need any prereqs for broadcast?
Yep. Technically, it's supposed to be atmospheric sciences 310 because we should know how to forecast.
Oh, whoops. And
either a communications minor, a major, or a atmospheric science major.
Does forecasting need to happen?
I can waive it, depending upon what kind of forecaster you are.
So can I get some aviation people and get them in broadcast?
We actually purposely did that to exclude aviation people because they didn't want aviation people taking just, the classes that the atmospheric science faculty thought were the least intensive classes. The most fun classes, let's put it that way.
But if we won't have the class due to lack of people, could we waive that?
I can waive it individually, but it depends upon the person. Because there are a lot of times we get slackers. I have had slackers in that class, and it does not go well with slackers. People
I'll get the hardworking ones. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see, anything else? I think that's pretty much it for today. I wanted to make sure you guys knew what to do for lab. I think a lot of you have not looked at lab yet. And I sent Donald, he knows that there is a lab out there and posted, and this is the last lab. And he is supposed to get your lab grades posted by the end of the week. So you guys know where you're sitting with lab. Because I've been asking him for about 3 weeks now to get those out there. So.
Hey, Fred.
Yes.
Is our lab grade gonna bump up our class grade by like a letter grade?
It depends if you've been doing labs and what your score is.
Okay, so hypothetically, if you have an A in lab, is that gonna bump up your class grade by a letter grade?
It depends if you also have an A on the exams. If you have a high B, definitely will push you up. If you have a middle B, it's possible. You know, lab is 33% of the grade. Is that right? I think. Let me check. Schedule syllabus. Here we go. Lab. 30%. So that's a big chunk of the grade. Speaking of which, how do you think the syllabus should be based on the semester? How should the grading be distributed? Do you think you should have more points for lab, more points for assignments, or what?
More for assignments for sure, just because of the Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
thinking.
it'll be more.
I can't change it this year because this is pretty much your, contract. But in the future, if I do something like this, I'll probably push up the assignment grades. Any kind of feedback from you guys really would help me. So put that on the selfies, or if you want, just send me an email or something like that, or a chat or whatever. But I'm really trying to figure out how to improve this class and generally improve all of my classes. So, okay, anything else? No? Do you want to talk about anything? You want to talk about the rain? Cold? You guys want to come over and help me rake? Just kidding. Just checking on you guys. I guess that's it until next time. Next time we're going to talk about the final exam. That's what we'll do. And then what will be on it and things like that, okay? Okay, so I'll see you on Wednesday for our last class. Take care.
Thanks, Fred.
Bye.
Bye.